investigation team formed to probe the infamous voting massacre on 4th December last year has concluded the investigation. Nagaland TGPT John Longcomer, addressing media, said that the SIT has submitted its report to District and Sessions Court of Mon on 30th May. On Nagaland government's directive to close down check gates, the Director General of Police, Nagaland T. John Longcomer, on Saturday said that State Police has complied with government's order. DGP Longcomer mentioned that all gates are shut except the 13 interstate check posts. Demanding early solution to the impending Naga political issue, Naga Students Union, Delhi and Naga Students Federation collaboratively organizes People's Rally in New Delhi on Saturday. Civil society organizations that took part at the rally expressed disappointment at the slow pace of Naga talks process and demanded for early settlement. Alarmed with the rising cases of drugs and tobacco addiction in the state, National People's Party Nagaland calls for a war against drugs and tobacco. NPP calls Nagaland becoming drug hub with drugs like opium, brown sugar, heroin, cannabis and others are brought into Nagaland from Myanmar and transported to other parts of India. In order to encourage the children of the taxi drivers, owners and families to soar high in their academics, all Nagaland Taxi Association organizes felicitation program of toppers and first division students in HSLC and HSSLC examinations. Altogether, 31 candidates of Anta families topped the Nagaland list in the recently declared HSLC and HSSLC 2022 result. Good evening, viewers. You are watching English Primetime News. I'm Imlisa Limchan. We are done with headlines. Now let's go to the details. The Director General of Police, Nagaland T. John Longcomer, on Saturday held a press conference at Rhododendron Hall, Police Complex at Chumukidima, in which he presented the status of the investigation carried out by Special Investigation Team into the infamous voting massacre of 4th December 2021. During the press conference, the DGP revealed that Special Investigation Team had concluded the investigation and the report has been submitted to District and Sessions Court in Mon on 30th May 2022. The DGP further revealed that a CID report seeking prosecution was submitted to Department of Military Affairs in first week of April, followed by reminder in May. The investigation uncovered that the 21 para-special forces carried out the operation based on intelligence input. However, it was learned that the paratroopers did not follow special operating procedure and indiscriminately opened fire that led to killing of 6 laborers and critically injuring 2. A case has been registered against 21 PSF under various sections. The DGP revealed further that the villagers, upon reaching the spot, engaged in a scuffle which resulted in death of 1 paratrooper and injuring 14. The DGP further revealed that an FIR has been registered against unknown people for death of paratrooper.
Investigation has revealed that Alpha team of 21 para-SF consisting of 31 personnel led by a major rank officer launched an operation in Uting Tiru area on 3rd December 2021. Based on the intelligence input about the presence of a group of NSCN-KYA and the UFA cadres in the area. On 4th December 2021 at around 4:20 p.m., the operations team of the 21 para-security forces had laid an ambush at Longkau between Upper Tiru and Uting. They opened fire at the white Bolero pickup vehicle, which was carrying 8 people belonging to Uting village, most of whom were working as laborers in the coal mines at Tiru, without ensuring positive identification and failing to carry out challenging procedure. This is as per the investigation. Investigation has also revealed that the operations team had not followed the standard operating procedure and the rules of engagement, and had resulted to disproportionate firing, leading to immediate killing of 6 occupants of the vehicle on the spot and grievously injuring 2 persons. The investigation has revealed
the Director General of Police Nagaland D. John Longkamar, during a press conference in Chumukidima, briefed media on the order issued by Nagaland government to shut down all check gates in the state, with exception of the 13 interstate border check gates. DGP informed that the Nagaland police has so far complied with government's order. Meanwhile, the DGP also mentioned that Nagaland police had a meeting with Chief Secretary J. Alam with regards to other departments' desire to reopen their check gates. He went on to say that the decision for the same is still awaited. DGP also informed that Nagaland government has authorized Nagaland police to use a special uniform code. He further asked the other departments to not use a similar uniform code without government's approval.
Recently had a meeting taken by the Chief Secretary regarding any applications by any departments who wish to reopen some of the gates. That decision is still awaited. In this regard, I also wish to point out that we have made the government aware, in fact, the other departments aware, that the government of Nagaland has approved and notified a uniform code for Nagaland police. That is the kind of uniforms which we are authorized to wear. These uniforms, unless approved by the government, shall not be used by any other government. There were many check gates run by many departments, but the government has issued an order to us that all such gates from henceforth should be closed, except for the 13 police station check gates which were on the borders. The interstate border check gates with the states of Assam and Manipur. This has been approved by the government of Nagaland to remain. In this regard,
the Director General of Police Nagaland, T. John Longkamar, on Saturday held a press conference whereby he briefed the press and media regarding the lifting of AFSPA from 15 police stations within Nagaland. DGP stated that the state police have informed a special operation group and also set up a security grid in order to take over security from the Assam Rifles in the 15 areas. In doing so, the police have successfully taken over security from the Assam Rifle in the 15 areas, as well as have deployed additional forces. DGP also extended gratitude towards the Government of India for sanctioning Rs 6.5 crore on transport for the Special Operation Group. DGP also mentioned that they are alert to any security threats and under the approval of the Government of Nagaland. They have also reached out to various NGOs and HOHOs to maintain peace, tranquility and harmony within the area.
that is Armed Forces Special Powers Act, from 15 police station areas within our state. We have immediately formed a special operations group. We have set up a security grid so that we can take over the security from the Assam rifles. We have done so. We have taken over the security of these areas from the Assam rifles, and we have set up a security grid with additional forces deployed within these areas. We are grateful to the Government of India for having sanctioned 6.5 crores on transport for our special operations group. So far, all the reports from these areas are normal. We are very much alert to any security threats in this area. We have also
The Director General of Police Nagaland T. John Longkhammer, during a press conference in Dimapur, briefed media regarding Nagaland police fight against import and usage of drugs in the state. DGB stated that starting from last year, the police force has launched a war on drugs and psychotropic substances and stated that this drive is still going on. He also stated that this drive was started with the consensus of the Government of India and that this act is a policy wherein to make the entire Northeast drug-free. TGB also extended gratitude towards NGOs for lending support to the war on drugs. On being asked the question as to where the closure of check gates would affect the war against drugs, additional DGP Sandeep M. Thamgate stated that through the direction of Government of India, a good coordination has built up between state police agencies and NCB. ADGP also added that the official sharing of information between the state police and NCB has become much easier. In addition to this, Sandeep notified that with the government's direction on closure of check gates, the entire narcotic branch of Nagaland has been restructured and have now decided that smaller teams will now only be acting in Kohima and Dimapur, but also be deployed in all the districts in Nagaland.
Your question was that, if I understand correctly, if the check gates are closed, will it have any adverse impact on the war on drugs? I think that was basically the question. In addition to what the DGP sir has said, I must say that besides the intelligence point and other thing, now since last couple of years, through the direction of the Government of India, there is a very good coordination between the different state police agencies and also with the NCB, Narcotic Central Bureau of Government of India. There is a good infrastructure and good structure present in the form of something called as MCOR, wherein there is a sharing of information. So the sharing of information is not only based on the sources, but also the official sharing of information. It has become much easier. So not necessarily that only the suspected vehicles would be stopped at the check gates. Last couple of weeks, after the government's direction of closing all the check gates except the interstate check gates,
to amplify the demand for early solution to the long-pending Naga political issue, the Naga Students Union Delhi and Naga Students Federation collaboratively organized a people's rally under the theme Naga's Call for Peace in New Delhi on Saturday. It has been reported that more than 500 people participated in the rally that kicked off at Mandi House and culminated at Jantar Mantar. Individuals and representatives from various civil society organizations delivered solidarity message during the rally. Civil society organizations that took part at the rally expressed disappointment at slow pace of Naga talks process and demanded for early settlement. CSOs further demanded that the talks be held at prime ministerial level. The rally aimed at raising concern and aspirations of Nagas.
Honor your own words. They're not asking for anything. The government of India must honor peace.
And if more delay in this agreement, what is the next course of action from your side?
No, the danger is the peace process will break down. Even the negotiator may even walk away from the ceasefire. And we don't want that to happen. So we're telling both sides, under any circumstances, don't break the ceasefire.
Alarmed with the rising cases of drugs and tobacco addiction in the state, Nagaland People's Party, Nagaland, called for a war against drugs and tobacco. NPPP in a press release remarked that Nagaland has become a haven for drugs, peddlers and addicts, similar to the erstwhile Punjab, which was once considered the drug capital of India. Party further went on to state that Manipur and Nagaland are not only transit points for narcotics but a source and destination. NPP opined that drugs like opium, brown sugar, heroin, cannabis and others are brought into Nagaland from Myanmar and transported to other parts of India. NPP, with regard to tobacco usage, stated that despite the initiative taken by various villages, colony and ward councils, there is little respite in the supply and sale of these products, upon which the party urged the state government, police and narcotics department to be more vigilant and to set up CCTV cameras at all vantage locations. It further called upon authorities to keep a regular check in order to curb the menace. For the first time, the All Nagaland Taxi Association has organized a felicitation program of toppers and first division students at Hotel Crescent, Kohima on Saturday. Felicitation program has been kept in order to encourage the children of the taxi drivers, owners and families to soar high in their academics. Exhorting the successful candidate and their parents, ANTA President Tise Vitio Solo said that education is the passport of a student and this certificate will be their asset to be cherished their whole life. Solo stressed that even the children of a taxi driver can excel even though some of their parents are illiterate and educated unemployed. Those students will do better on future too if they understand and remember the struggles and hardships their parents go through to provide them the best. Altogether, 14 students of ANTA families have been awarded with certificates and cash prizes of the recently declared HSLC and HSSLC 2022, who has secured top and first division amounted to Kohima unit. Meanwhile, altogether 31 candidates of ANTA families topped the Nagaland list in the recently declared HSLC and HSSLC 2022 result. The three toppers received a certificate and a cash prize of Rs 10,000, while first division holders with distinction were awarded certificate and a cash amount of Rs 5,000 each. It was also informed that the various district units will be organizing the same at its respective units.
Tala bacha family itu gane ami han kuria se itu first time ami han association kulia do ek bar bhi kuri sanai itu bar hi ami han la team gan kotha kuine ami han first time kurise itu facilitation program do sob unit de ta han kuri bole ase ami han age de bapna kuria do Kohima bra hi headquarter bra hi ami han sob students gan ge matigine felicitation program kuri diwo itu bapna kuri je holbe because tahan dur district babi ase from Kepri bitinjon ase moguchun pek dur ho jadu tangla travel expenses ahine lodging fooding gambi duk ho jawo itu ngare tangla bapna itu thagigine amigan Kohima dehi Kohima unit ba hi nijor unit kurise aro likewise Woka Dimapur moguchun tahambi kali portion de tangla program itu kuri bolase.
The main purpose to the felicitation program organized
The Anma Integrated Development Association conducted CRL training session at Anma Conference Hall on Saturday with all the children leaders and facilitator from different colonies of Dimapur and Chumukidima. The concept of child-friendly's vision is a city where all children without discrimination of any kind have access to their rights to live in secure, enabling environments and develop to their full potential with the goals and objectives as enunciated by UNICEF. Concept of child-friendly Dimapur Chumukidima is an initiative of AIDA Anma Integrated Development Association, which has been coordinated by DBF YAR Forum, Don Bosco National Forum for the Young at Risk. The child-friendly Dimapur proposes to intervene in 2 districts, Dimapur and Chumukidima, 1 statutory town and 4 census towns, Kuda, Rangapahar, Purana Bazar and Dipupar.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Carol and I'm working as a project coordinator for the program called Child Friendly Dimapur Chumukidima. So this Child Friendly Dimapur Chumukidima is an initiative of AIDA. AIDA stands for Anma Integrated Development Association. So this program is basically focusing on creating a space or a city for the children to be safe enough to dwell. This initiative mainly focuses on the 4 cardinal rights of the child that is enshrined in United Nations Rights of the Children, a convention for the rights of the children. So this is why we organized a leadership training program for the club members who are known as the Child Rights Club members in different colonies of Dimapur and Chumukidima.
So what is the program? Today's program is about so.
Okay, so this program basically is for the leaders, the children, the member mostly consists of 25 to 30 children in each group. So these children are selected. So the leaders from around 9 CRC, which means the Child Rights Club members are selected and they are invited to undergo this training program. So this training program is for a day. The objective is to enhance their leadership skill, and today's training mainly focusing on training them on social mapping. It is because Child Friendly Dimapur has an initiative to involve the children for a child-led survey this year, which will help the children to know more about their community and also take initiative to find out the problems that the children are facing in the community, which gradually they will take initiative to work out with the problem, taking it to the concerned department or the concerned individual who would be helping out the children to work out with the problem. So this is the program all about.
And so how these leaders and the members are being, by whom they are mentored and now guided through?
Okay, so for the community, we identify an individual who will be taking care of the Child Rights Club. So when we talk about an individual, it is the Child Rights Facilitator who would be undergoing number of training programs. So in our absence, the Child Rights Facilitator would be the mentor and also the trainer or say the facilitator who would take care of the entire Child Rights Club programs in the community. So that is how Child Rights Club is functioning in the communities in our absence.
So how long it has been this CRF and CRC has been, like Child Friendly Dimapur and Kohima hasn't started?
Actually, we started this initiative by August, but officially launched in the month of September 2021. And we are still in our initial part where we are trying to identify communities and also identify children who will be part of this club to be trained and to involve them to make this initiative called Child Friendly Dimapur an effective one to make Dimapur a safe space for the children.
So, as you said, it is Child Friendly Dimapur and Chumukidima. So how many colonies from these 2 districts are there inside this project?
So far, we have successfully covered around 21 colonies from Dimapur and Chumukidima, and that's how gradually we have started forming Child Rights Club in the localities.
The members, can you tell us about how many children are involved in this?
Say approximately for one club, we're assigning 25 to 30 children. So 400 plus children are involved or indulged in this Child Rights Club so far.
So if another children or a child wants to join in, can they?
Yeah, it is not fixated or there is no particular criteria that they have to undergo.
To observe World Against Child Labour Day, National Domestic Workers Movement Nagaland region with SEC Center pre-organized an awareness program for parents and children at SEC Higher Secondary School on Saturday. Discussing on the topic, how one should avoid promoting child labor, NDWM and L Region Coordinator Pramila Lobo talked about how often children are being deprived from getting formal education just because of some problems like financial crisis. Children are forced to work as a labor by parents or lack of education among the parents, which caused this to the children. She made awareness to all the parents present during the program not to follow the same and destroy the future of the child. Meanwhile, the program was also attended by Dimapur Childline Center Coordinator Loza, where she spoke about how many children are being made to work at the early age as domestic helper, or some are found working at hotels and garage. She briefed on the cases as a witness and further said that many a times people promise to take a child with them to provide education and also pays a few amount of cash to the child's family in return of the help provided by the child. But it turned out totally opposite few months as they indulge in harassing, sexually and physically abusing the children, which leads them to suffer with mental trauma. Nagaland's Labour Department's Labour Inspector Lipong Longchar also attended the program and gave a short speech. The Guwahati High Court Kohima bench disposed of a public interest litigation on the collection of illegal taxes at various check gates in Nagaland and also on double dual taxation over the interstate goods and other taxation. In an order, the two-judge bench of Justice S. Serto and Justice Kaketo Sema stated that concerns raised by the petitioners have been answered concerning the May 19, 2022 notification issued by the Home Department and November 16, 2021 notification issued by Municipal Affairs Department. It has also been mentioned that the PIL was filed by representatives of Accord, BAN and PAC. With a view to provide psychiatric consultation, counseling and therapy, psychoeducation and medications at a less expense, Serendip Guardians conducted mental health camp in collaboration with Project Mental Illness Treatment Alliance at the Government Higher Secondary School campus in Chumukirima at 11:30 a.m. today. The team stated that they will be conducting the camp monthly and it will be held every third Saturday. Community psychiatrist Dr. Nilesh Mohite stated that there are not many psychiatrists in Nagaland and the treatment gap across India is roughly 85 to 87%, while it is almost 95% in the northeast. He said that they were organizing the monthly mental health camp with a nominal fee of Rs 400 per month, which included a full month's worth of medicine as well as consultation and counseling. Advisor Urban Development and Municipal Affairs Dr. Nikesale Kire on Friday inaugurated the Tsiminyu Town Council Market. While speaking on the occasion, Kire remarked that Tsiminyu could become one of the best districts in Nagaland. While Advisor for Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services and Women Resource Development R. King encouraged the gathering to give full cooperation to the government and the administration. Furthermore, Tsiminyu Deputy Commissioner Dr. Sasekole Chuse mentioned that Tsiminyu is planning to be a model district, for which he urged Kire to provide a master plan. Dimapur Pom Union on Saturday morning conducted a cleanliness drive in commemoration of 78th Pom Day. Notably, the drive began from Hotel Dragoban Junction and concluded at Metro Hospital Junction. Meanwhile, it may be mentioned that around 500 people turned up and took part in the drive.
all, I thank the Dimapur Municipal Council officials for granting us and giving us the opportunity to have a social work here at Dimapur Down. Right from the Hotel Jacoban to Metro Hospital, that road divider, to keep our city clean for the citizens of Dimapur. This is commemorated of 70 years of Pom Day, which begins from 1952. And we Pom call as a peace day for the Pom. Wherever Pom people lives, we celebrate each year in 6 June since from 1952. That is significant of peace, where our forefather was having a head hunting, and which we have stopped in the year 1952 in 6 June, and we promise to govern and in the name of God to be loyal to the government and to God to be faithful. So this significance of Pom Day as a peace day, especially for Pom.
Nagaland on Friday reported one COVID-19 case from Longlang district. Notably, the new case was symptomatic, whose condition was described to be mild. It may be mentioned that with Friday's case, the tally of active cases rose to 2. Meanwhile, state's total fatalities stood at 757 besides 4 other non-COVID deaths with COVID-19 positivity. Demand-driven skill development program is set to be held from June 13 to 18 at Tourist Lodge and AP Camp, Futsiro. Notably, the program will be organized for 2 categories, namely plumbing and electrician, upon which Extra Assistant Commissioner, Futsiro, Dr. Riku Kutso, called on all interested candidates to submit names along with Aadhaar to the office at the earliest. Congress Interim President Sonia Gandhi is set to appear before Enforcement Directorate on June 23 in the National Herald case. Notably, the agency issued fresh summons as Sonia did not appear before the investigations on June 8 due to COVID-19. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi is set to appear before the agency on June 13 in connection with a money laundering case involving the National Herald. Furthermore, ED is set to record both Sonia's and Rahul Gandhi's statements under criminal sections of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Friday held a review meeting at Tura to assess the situation in Garo Hills region, which has been hit by landslides and floods. During the meeting, officials informed Sangma of different relief measures that are being taken in their respective jurisdiction, while informing that the situation in most areas is returning to normal due to receding flood waters. The officials reported damage to road infrastructure, houses and property, agriculture and farming activities affected in all 3 districts. Sangma instructed all officials to actively engage and extend all possible assistance to reach out to road-affected people and families by providing emergency relief measures. He also instructed the officials of the concerned departments to expedite the process of restoring power lines and road connectivity, which have been cut off due to heavy rain and landslides. Meanwhile, the meeting has been attended by Deputy Commissioners, Superintendent of Police and district officials of the 3 worst affected districts of West Garo Hills, South West Garo Hills and South Garo Hills district. The Orissa High Court on Friday appointed 2 new judges, taking the number of judges to 22 in Odisha High Court. Justice Subhasis Patal Palaptra and Sanjay Kumar Mishra were sworn in as the judges of the Orissa High Court. The swearing-in ceremony was held in the conference hall of the High Court, whereby the Chief Justice S. Maraldhar administered the oath of office to the newly appointed judges. Justice Subhasis Talapatra has been transferred from the Tripura High Court to the Orissa High Court, while Advocate Sanjay Kumar was transferred to the Odisha High Court on the recommendation of Supreme Court Collegium. In wake of the controversial remarks on Prophet Muhammad made by suspended PJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma and expelled leader Navin Jindal, a violent protest erupted in Ranchi, whereby 2 people died in the protest after succumbing to injuries. Rajendra Institute of Medical Sciences authorities later confirmed the news regarding the death of the 2 individuals. Notably, incidents of stone pelting and torching of several vehicles and vandalization were reported in view of this chaos. The district administration imposed a curfew in the violent hit areas of Ranchi, as well as temporarily suspending internet services till 6 a.m. on Saturday. DIG Anish Gupta later stated that the situation was under control despite being a little tense. As part of the No PJP initiative, PJP President JP Nadda is scheduled to meet envoys of 13 foreign countries on Saturday at the party headquarters in the national capital. Notably, Nadda will interact with 13 foreign envoys from UK, Spain, Finland, Croatia, Serbia, Nepal, Thailand, Mauritius and Zamakia at the PJP office at 4 p.m. Under the No PJP initiative, Nadda will brief the foreign envoys about the party as well as show a short documentary on the PJP's journey since 1951. It is to be mentioned that this meeting will be Nadda's 3rd interaction with foreign envoys as part of the No PJP initiative. President Ramnath Kovind is set to inaugurate Rajadhiraja Sri Govinda Temple of ISKCON on June 14 at Vaikunta Hill, Bangalore, Karnataka. Governor Thawar-Chand Gehlot, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, along with Bangalore South legislators are set to attend the event. Notably, temple will have facilities for the spiritual and cultural education of children, youth and families. Furthermore, the campus is said to be fully open to the public from August 1, 2022. In the wake of clash between police and a group of protesters which broke out on Friday at Panchila Bazar in West Bengal's Hora, Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure has been imposed on Saturday. Reportedly, the CRPC Section 144 has been imposed in and around the stretches of national highways and railway stations under the jurisdiction of Uluberia subdivision. Following violent protests which broke out over the controversial remark of suspended PJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma, Section 144 has been extended till 15th June. On the other hand, in Jharkhand, security forces have been deployed alongside imposition of Section 144 in 12 police stations, areas of Ranchi. Notably, the district administration has also extended suspension of internet services till Sunday morning. A fire broke out at the intensive care unit ward of Brahm Shakti Hospital in Delhi's sub-city Rohini on Saturday. Notably, a patient admitted at the hospital died in the blast. In reaction to this, Delhi Fire Service Director Atul Garg informed that all the patients were rescued except for one who was on a ventilator who couldn't make it out alive. To those of the fire, around 9 fire tenders were rushed to the hospital and the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. Further details into this matter is much awaited. Singer Justin Bieber on Friday evening informed that he has been diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. Notably, right side of Justin's face has been paralyzed due to the syndrome. The Grammy winner shared a video on Instagram on Friday wherein he talked about his condition. He also revealed that due to his illness, he had to pause the Justice World Tour. It may also be mentioned that Justin was scheduled to perform in New Delhi on October 13. However, due to the syndrome, he had to pause this tour. Viewers, you are watching English Primetime News. Stay tuned and keep watching English Primetime News.
New YY Dynamite Instant Noodles. It's extra spicy. Taste that will blow your mind.
अरे तूने अभी तक कुछ किया ही नहीं।
अरे ये तो लो क्वालिटी टंकी है।
होशियारी मत दिखाओ, दुकानदार ने 5 साल की गारंटी दी है।
अरे 5 साल छोड़िए, इसका पानी पियेंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी हम लोग पहुंचेंगे। अंदर का सरफेस प्लेन, स्मूथ और प्योर व्हाइट भी नहीं है। आप एक काम क्यों नहीं करते, निप्को ताज का एक टंकी लगा लीजिए।
लेक्चर बंद करो, लगाओ।
मरने दो बुड्ढे को, मेरा क्या जाता है।
मैं यमराज। मैं तो मरा ही नहीं हूँ।
तू मरा नहीं, लेकिन तू जिस घटिया टंकी से पानी पी रहा है, तेरा मरना एकदम निश्चित है। मरने दो बुड्ढे को। देख मैं इन दिनों बहुत बिजी हूँ, आज थोड़ा फ्री टाइम मिला है, इसलिए तुझे ले जाने आया हूँ। चल।
मैं नहीं आ रहा।
चल।
मैं नहीं जा रहा।